What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. What's happening, y'all? Let's see. We got music. We got video. Lights are on. Things are on. What's happening? Let me check. Am I on Twitch? Am I on YouTube? I am. All is good. What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? Today, we are going to work on the Micron a bit. There's no more manual for what we're doing. So we're just going to be kind of doing. I think there's a bunch of wiring to do. I do have to secure the dock on the front. So we'll do that first and then kind of flip the machine all around to see what we can do with the wiring. Because technically speaking, that's the main other part that I need to get things at least working. Not tuning, not anything like that. Just moving, things like that. So how did the ABS... yeah, I'll definitely show you. That's done back here. And I realized I didn't even do like a short or anything on it, but it's worth it. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. So this live stream is brought to you by, or made possible by, PCBWay and Polymaker. Polymaker sponsors these live streams by giving away filaments at the end of the stream. You can sign up for that for your chance to win at the top of the chat on both YouTube and on Twitch. So head up there, jump into the Gleam.io link if you're going to stick around to the end. You have to be present, but it is international. And then PCBWay, I usually do about, I don't know, between a 30 seconds to 2 minute spot for PCBWay in these live streams, just kind of talking about their services, and that's how they sponsor the channel. I also have another channel sponsorship, Multiboard. Super happy to be working on a multi-board project. In fact, I'll show you guys an exclusive sneak peek. I don't think anyone's seen it, but I'm printing big boys. These are 350 by 350 for a fun little project. Maybe you guys will get a little peek on it later, but I will be working on a video for that once I get closer to figuring out how I wanna do it. So yes, I have honeycomb wall over here. I liked it, but to expand it any further, to do anything with it, it is a mess. And I'll talk about that in the video. You know, I know a lot of people are passionate about this one and not about the other one, and vice versa. So we'll talk about all that stuff. The multi-board, multi-bin, so cool. So yeah, those are the three main sponsors like this of the channel. They helped me make this possible and make this a thing that I can do at least on a weekly or some kind of regular basis. So thank you to PCBWay, Polymaker, and Multiboard. Huge fan of all three of those things. Let's see who's been in here. We got Lamrith, Sean Don. What's happening? Wick Central, Shrimp Father, Martin. What's going on? Digital Dragon. What's up? What's up? How you doing? How's it going, man? I'm sure you've been all over the place. Hope you're back and relaxed at this point. Mark, what's happening? I love the Seraitech ABS glass fiber. I haven't tried their ABS glass fiber, but their PTG glass fiber is cool. That Magneto helmet that's right there is glass fiber PTG, which not a good thing to use on a helmet. So that's just a decoration. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Nicor, look at that. Check your DM message. Very urgent message. Okay. I will do that. Let's see. Very urgent message. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You guys are cheating on me like this? This is how I find out? This is how I find out. Guys, look how rude these two are. Look at this. They're on a date right now, and I'm not in the middle. What's up with that? Oh, wait, you guys can't see it. There we go. Joel and Sam straight up cheating on me. Unbelievable. I'm about to drop the sponsorship. Should I go put on Sam's shirt just to make him feel good? Hey, Nico. All right, Sam, hold on. Since you guys are watching, hold on. You stay camera. I'm about to go OnlyFans up in here. on the stream. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here we go. Yep, we'll take the microphone off. There we go. All right. How about this? How about this? Joel, if you had a shirt, I'd put it on. But this is the one that I have. So there you go. Now at least I feel like I'm here with you guys, you know? They want to talk to you about your extended warranty. Something like that. Well, I hope you guys are having a good time over there. Hopefully that's just straight vodka. Nice. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. But that was worth it. A real good pre-3 printing. Oh, yeah. He does. He does. Sam doesn't allow me to wear shirts together. That's weird. That's what he tells me. See? You got to be careful around him. That's hilarious. Oh, man. A lot of good people in the chat today, huh? Johnny, how you doing, man? Link for the drawing's not working. Okay, let's fix it. Let's fix it. Whoops. It should be this one. Just to be clear, which platform? I'm going to assume YouTube. I'm going to remove it. Let's see. Enter here for your chance to win Polymaker filament must be present. Paste, bam, and pin. All right, try that. That should work. And let me check it myself just to be sure. Yep, it's working. Should be 2 hours left in there. Anybody printing anything cool? I ask because I printed something cool. Which I will show you in a second. So this is a print for the K1 Max or K1. Come on out of there. Printed on my Voron over here. This is Chitty-Tech's glass fiber. Hey, Zombie. I'm so jealous of your shirt. I watched Sam's video. I had to comment. It was just too good. Congratulations on that beautiful setup you had, by the way. Loved it. 500 millimeter. Hey, Nico, by the way. Hello, man. 500 millimeter museum statues. Whoa. That's cool. Oh, yeah, the comment chain. Well, you know. Me and Sam, you know. Anyway, let me show you this print. Actually, let's probably do this. This is probably better. Hey, Mighty, what's happening? So this is an updated X and Y called Retroglide. This is the version 2 of Retroglide. I actually don't know where these files are posted, if anywhere. I got them directly from Retro. Beautiful design. Let's pop some of these things off. Of course, the supports just come right off of there. Man, the Voron just absolutely crushes these glass fiber prints. They're gorgeous. So this is going to realign. This is a puller right here. This is going to realign the X and Y, straighten it out. It's actually compatible with the new CFS. This is actually the updated cutter, I guess, plate that'll push against. These are just beautiful pieces here. Come on, focus. And the glass fiber adds that just amazing texture. I mean, it's probably as close as I have personally ever gotten to just absolute perfection. That Trident, you know, it's also one of the reasons why I have a really hard time putting on all those piles of parts that I have for it, because it works so well. It's difficult for me to tear apart something that works like this. The only gripe that I have about it is if I wait too long, heat the chamber for too long, the Omron sensor doesn't do that well with a bunch of heat. But as you can tell, there is zero issues with any kind of, you know, warping or anything coming up from the bed. I mean, parts fit absolutely. I mean, this part fit like just fitment. You know, if this was a printer that you could just take off of, take out of a box, I wouldn't be talking it up so much. I've tried glass fiber filament for the first time today. Pretty neat stuff. Yeah, it really is. It hides everything really well, and it just looks gorgeous, right? The +4, man. I'm printing on the +4 right now. I'm printing that. You guys all have probably seen it on MakerWorld. That what's it called? The sprinkler thing. The rocket, sprinkler rocket. Printing a couple of those in ABS. Just because there's a bunch of ABS in there, and it's the printer is just. I keep talking about it. Like my business partner, because I have the machine at work. My business partner is probably like, "What the heck, man?" He's just every time I print anything on it, I always just start talking about it because it's good. Hi, Maria. This is the purple is her favorite color. Awesome. Yeah, purple is, well, it's not my favorite color, but it's my daughter's favorite color as well. So you guys have that in common. Thank you, Maria, for watching. Be returned. As in, like, your +4 is being returned? I must have missed something up there, but I absolutely love my +4. Oh, I see. My +4 is going to be returned. Well, I'm sorry to hear it. I love mine. It's clean. Yes, it is. Hello, Twitch folks. Yes, on Twitch. All up on it. Very nice prints. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And you know all about building machines, so you know the conundrum that I'm talking about. Like, do I put tap on there because it is going to be better? It's not going to really affect the printing quality of it whatsoever. All I have to really retune with tap is the dimensions of where the build plate is. But so tap might be worthwhile. But while I'm taking off the whole extruder and hot end, I might as well upgrade that too, maybe, you know, because I have a bunch of parts in there. So I don't know. I also have a CPAP, you know, the Universal Turbo Kit by Big Tree Tech. There's just so much over there to do. I don't know. That's kind of why I've left it. So you told me to try flipping the bed. Oh, okay, Mighty. Now I know exactly who you are. Sorry, I didn't catch it right there at the beginning. So man, that's interesting that you're having adhesion issues. I'm assuming you've done the Z. Like, even in the system, you could redo the Z. If not on the system, on the machine, you could adjust the Z offset on you know, through Clipper, through the firmware itself. Because if you've cleaned the bed and have flipped it and have put glue on it and it's still peeling, it's usually a Z-axis, you know, a Z offset issue. It's not necessarily the printer. It's kind of like in the way that it operates. Like any machine, no matter what it is, if they have a Z offset issue, will do the same. But yeah, it's very frustrating when you have a problem that you just can't resolve. So I understand. I'm not trying to like talk you out of it or anything, but mainly print masks, and yeah, even their customer support said my Z was perfect. Really? Okay, that's, if their customer support told you that, then yeah, something must be up. Maybe something is loose. Does your print head have a little play in it? That could also be a problem. I heard there's an issue that some people have with one of the bottom bearings on the x-axis. I have Itali taps on all my machines. They're great. The Plus 4 has some major Z offset issues, unfortunately. I need to swap to Beacon. So you are also having Z offset issues. Man, the one that I have does not. And it's I can't like I've just been saying, I can't stop talking about it. Like it's every single time I print on it, which is at least minimum once a week, and it's always like something yeah, whatever. I printed in everything on it. Right now it's doing ABS. Recently, last week, I did PPS on there. And it's reliable. For me, it's been reliable. It prints so many different kinds of materials. It's just nonstop, and it's just very easy to work with. So what's up with that? I tried everything, bro. Only way it worked was like 7mm brim, and I had bad layer shifts. Ugh. Yeah, so something that must be mechanically actually wrong. Zombie, is there a specific reason, like, to what makes it have bad Z offset? Hey, Clutch Kick, thank you for becoming a sponsor of the channel. I appreciate that. You have terrible inductive probe. Oh, okay. So that little probe on the side. My Plus 4 is my baby, but I've done a ton of work to fix it. Man. Well, that's no fun. I'm sorry to hear it, guys. All right, let's do this, because I will probably not get started if we keep going. So I went over sponsorships, right? 3dprintsos.com. Some of you guys might have not seen it. I have the newest shirt on here is the official I'm a Farmer shirt. And by official, I mean it's the unofficial I'm a Farmer shirt. So if you guys dig it, know what it's about, check that out. Oh, that's cool. Look, the icon says that I'm live on here. That's neat. All my socials are on here. All the videos are on here. I haven't been posting much in the past few weeks. I've just been like printing and enjoying 3D printing and working on a bunch of projects. Honestly, I haven't even been filming them, which is kind of interesting. I haven't done that in a very long time. Usually if I do anything, it's for some kind of content. And it's kind of nice to not step away, but not to just be with a camera the entire time. Sucks because one of their selling pictures is a mask. Yeah, that totally sucks. Cartographer will solve all your issues. The only issue in Z on my Plus 4 is compensation for hot plastics. PLA and PETG is perfect. Anything hotter, I have to adjust Z and it squishes it too much. Yeah, like I said, I mostly print hotter filaments on mine. I mostly print ABS. Yeah. That's it. That inconsistency between our machines is not cool. Have you done the community mods yet? Those helped a ton before I gave up. I have done... if we go to YouTube, if you go to my channel, I made a video on this right here. I made a video on the DIY. Of course, we're going to get a commercial for it a little while. On the DIY SSR kit with all the links to everything that you'll need to do it, and to upgrade the SSR to something that's not going to potentially burn your house. So I have a full tutorial on how to do that. And it has a fan on the heatsink and a mount and all kinds of fun stuff. So that's really the only one that I've done on that machine. And I use the heater almost every single time I print on it. So I've had mine since January. Chitty has had to send me a new tool head, front and rear board extruder, all cables. I have a new probe and piezo in a box because after going Cardo, I won't go back. Yeah. Wow. Gotta love ads on your own channel. Gotta pay to play, baby. Any thoughts on the Cobra 3 combo? I have had no contact with Anycubic one of the 2 or 3 companies that never replied to me, unfortunately. I'm also currently beta testing Dark Moon plates, which are amazing. Dark Moon sounds cool, whatever that is. Nice. Cool. Okay. So, let's switch to this. So here is my little tool changer. Or whatever. It's not one yet, but it will be soon. And I'm calling it little because I'm going to stick with 3 tool heads. I only have 2 built so far, but I kind of want to make sure that it's at least working as a concept before I build the next one. Before or since the last stream, I did do a couple things. Here, let's take some of this out. I did begin to take out the cable, which is what we're going to be doing today, mostly. But if you can tell right there, oops, knocked the tool head over, right over here. I added a back plate with 3 pass-throughs. I don't know what I'm going to do with the cables. I'm just going to have them above for now, and I'll probably have them going through the top hat. But we got PTFE going through there, and it looks nice and clean, especially when all 3 of them will be up there like that. That'll be nice and clean. So that's kind of fun. I have the dock on there, but I did notice a problem, which is something I want to address. I think these are going to be an issue, so let's take them out for now. The dock has an issue where it has enough leverage to rotate my top bar no matter how hard I adjust this. So the first, tighten this rather. So the first point that we're going to be working on here, let's see if I can even get them undone because I had to tighten it so hard, is we're going to install these little corner brackets. And they're just there. They're going to be there temporarily. I'm actually going to incorporate that into my little bar design here. So this will basically go this way, and then it will go to the side and attach to the side. And that way it ensures that this doesn't happen to you guys. So you'll be able to, if you want to do a triple setup like me, you'll be able to just print those bars and it will just work. So that's the idea. So we will find out very shortly if I can even do it. So let's see. I'll just turn it before I strip something. Yeah, these 2 I had to crank so hard just to get some leverage on there. Yeah, let's take the tool head off. Put that on the actual carriage here. All right, so that is super loose. So the thing with taking this thing on and off is it's actually not that easy. I actually have to undo these as well. So I'm constantly kind of de-squaring my entire the entire front end of this thing just to get this done, but you know what? It's worth it. So kind of got to pull and twist to get this off, and we need it off so that we can slide some nuts into there. You know, this way. This is loose. This loose. We got to get it looser. There we go. All right, what's keeping it? I know the tensioners have a little tab that goes over there, and that's kind of what keeps this all from easily coming apart. So I just have to loosen these bolts quite a bit so we can kind of pull this thing forward and up more. Can I see it? Oh yeah, there we go. I know you guys can't see it, so you always just have to take my word for it. There we go. 1 and 2. Okay, so that's all it is. You just have to make sure that you pull it enough. It's so cute. I'm working on my V0 right now. Yeah, oh, I printed with a V0 today. Well, not today, overnight. I printed these with it. I know it's a small print, but every time I need to print for this Voron, I fire that thing up, and it just... It always crushes these prints. Love the V0. I love having it on my desk. I finally cleaned everything off of here, and that's a part of the other project that we're doing with MakerBoard, or I say MakerBoard every time. Multiboard. Print the bed mount brackets for the corners. That's what I've done. It works great. Yep, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to integrate them into this thing. Idler's in the way. Yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks for subbing, Jex. Welcome. What was I going to tell you guys? Anyway, let's get these things. Let's get my hardware. And before I actually get out my real hardware, I'm going to get it from here. Because like I said, one of these streams, one of these streams is going to have to be a Feder puts away his hardware stream. Pretty disappointed in Multiboard. Wow. Today's opposite land, I'm guessing. Okay. Why are you disappointed in Multiboard? I've fallen in love with it. And by the way, totally okay to have opposing opinions. All good. You know, we can hear each other out and still not agree and still be totally fine and cool. While you're typing that out, I guess, if you are, I'll tell you why I have fallen in love with it. So one of the reasons why I didn't get into it was because it was just really overwhelming for me. Like everything about it was really overwhelming. Every time I looked at any of the things to download, there were just so many. And when you look at the honeycomb wall, there is only, you know, I don't want to say hundreds, but there's a bunch, but not nearly as much as Multiboard, as in just things. So for me, it was easier to jump into. But then as I started expanding it to as far as I have it now and trying to do more with it, I'm finding that, like, you know, people are remixing them in certain ways where some things don't fit the old stuff, some things do, some things don't connect to stuff that I have. Sometimes I'll spend a bunch of filament on something and it just doesn't work. Sometimes it's too loose. I got frustrated with it. And I love the fact that I can go to Multiboard, plan out everything, and get everything from there. And those systems are expansive. Like, they're so deep, you can make anything that you want. At least that's how I see it so far. But okay, let's see what you got. It's a disorganized mess. I purchased a year of access hoping that organized stuff, and it has never happened. Man, because that's crazy, because I'm literally saying the opposite of that. I'm like trying to use other systems. I also have under drawer. Can you guys see from there? I also have an under drawer system that is also really unorganized. And seeing, you know, multi-bin and how I can just go in and pick exactly what I want and hit print. It's like it's opposite world. Multiboard is the best well-organized system, but also very complicated. Right, it is complicated, and that's what kept me away. Nothing like screwing into the walls. And they obsolete things that you've printed like every 3 months. Yeah, I do gotta say, they're moving very rapidly. That's true. I will give you that. But that's in goodwill. Like, it's all to make it better. You know, Jonathan, who's the maker, creator, whatever you want to call him, you know, that runs Multiboard, like his head and thought is only to make this thing better. Like, that's the only thing, that's what he lives for. But yeah, I can see your frustrations. Like, I get it. I think they're somewhat justified. Designers have started including everything like attachment screws to make it easier, like key 2. Right. Hey, Rafa. Multiboard strength is also its weakness. Yes. Yes. 100%. Just FYI, if you need help, reach out to the designer. To Jonathan. Yeah, he's super helpful. Yeah. They're on how many revisions of the plates now? Glad I wasted 30K. I mean, I am also spending a lot. I've actually spent... I spent... Well, many hundreds of dollars went into ordering filament. So maybe you should stop making 10K pieces a month and and actually organize things. Is all I'm saying. I mean, I thought they are very organized. Like if you go to build your own, right? Like this is the planner, and then here's the library, and then here I can be like, all right, you know what? I need snaps today. So I go to snaps, and here are, you know, the types of snaps. Here's ones that just go in from the front. Here's your double-sided part A and part B snaps. These are the raised snaps that are weight-bearing. These are raised double-sided snaps, which is great. I would use these, really, because they seem cool. These are connectors if you have multiple ones, and the tool to remove them. I mean, here we have snaps you can screw things into and adapt things to. Snap caps to kind of cover everything. So, okay, so that's those. So let's say I wanted, let's just get some accessories. You've printed a bunch now. So there's a few here. Then we have a label generator for the things. Oh man, my mouse is low apparently. Oh, that's gonna be a challenge. Let's see if we can plug it in from here. Oh, it's one of those cables. All right, hold on, guys. I gotta charge mine. But I think you're getting my idea. Like I thought this was so well organized, but I see what you mean. It sounds like you've been a part of it for a very long time. I'm not gonna say your frustrations aren't justified. I think they are. But to me, from the kind of like an outside perspective, the other systems, the other options that we have are so bad that this stuff is amazing in comparison. I hate Logitech for putting that mouse out. Yeah. You just, I guess you know which mouse it is. I have several of these. This one is the older one. I have the MX Master, right? I have the newer MX Master at my office. My all-time favorite mouse, though, I'll show you guys. My all-time favorite is a Logitech mouse. Let me get it. It's modded. It is the old school G602. I love this mouse. It is definitely my favorite mouse. It's very old at this point. You can see by the color of the plastic. This isn't dirt. That's just like how the plastic has worn. I do have a 3D printed wheel. I also have a carbon wrap going on over that rubber that was kind of on here. I have what's it called? Graphite, I think it is, right? No, what's this stuff called? They're super slidey skates. What is that stuff called? Anyway, and we have a lightweight battery cover, and I use a single LiPo that's rechargeable via USB. So whenever I have two of them, one's always charged and ready to go. So it's actually pretty lightweight as comparison to what it used to be. Oh, also I have new switches in here. I have Omron red switches in the main buttons. So that gives me 6 on the side, 2 over here, and 2 main ones. I love this freaking mouse. I had it forever. And I will not be getting rid of it. I haven't found anything close. I've had so many mice. I don't even want to have this conversation. At one point, I just went on a mice buying spree. I tried everything from Rocket to whatever, and I just couldn't find anything close to that one. Do you by chance have a printable battery cover? Oh yeah, yeah. I think I don't want to. Did I make that design? It was a really long time ago. Thingiverse. I think that design's mine. If not, it's like a remix, or I'd made that up and I decided to steal someone's idea. Let's see. It would be, if I had it on here, it'd be a really long time ago. It would be somewhere during this time when I was like building keyboards. Did I post it as a remix or what? Huh. Oh yeah, this was This was the product I was selling. You know, this is a weird photo. Like it's stretched for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like they look normal here, but they're getting stretched here. Yeah, these risers were actually really effective for this case. I was seeing like a 5% increase or decrease, I guess, in temperature. What is it? G602. Man, I have ADD so bad. I don't even know what we were doing. I spelled battery wrong. I thought I remixed it, but I guess I did not. And if, well, hold on. It's G602. It's on here somewhere. Someone has that battery cover. And I think what it is just walls, and then I did an infill. Oh, yeah, okay. I think it might be this. Is there, did I not remix this? What the heck? That's weird. I guess I never posted it, but I remixed it. But what you can do is you can get this, you can download this one and then just do like 5 walls or 6 walls, and then do no top and bottom layer and do an infill, and it'll make the same lightweight thing that I made. But I remember making it like manually, like cutting out hexes. So, you know what? Is it in Tinkercad? Oh, right. I'm going to have to sign in. This is going to be a whole ordeal. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But yeah, okay. If you, Austin, I can send it to you if you're interested. Yes, they had a 603, 604. I just didn't like any of them. You know, I never had a trackball BW, but I've had a friend that liked them. Nice thumb trackball. Another one. What's up, Serge? By the way, how you doing, man? No, it's okay. It's all right. We're just hanging out, you know? At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. I bet Joel and Sam are on dessert by now. You know? So. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so. All right, before we get into PCBWay, for those just joining, don't forget, there's a pinned comment that takes you to a giveaway. There's 21 people in there, so pretty good chance to win some Polymaker filament. So jump into there. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's see if we can get some hardware to match these things and throw it on there so that our dock is nice and secured. And then we can move on to figuring out some wiring. So I have a feeling we're going to be crimping some wires today. And doing fun stuff like that. I think because I enjoy chatting with you guys so much, I've already cut into a realistic time frame. But that's okay. Looks like I might have tap stuff in here somewhere. Interestingly enough. All right, Prusa, let's see if you got some hardware for me. I just need some nuts. Too much. Yeah, I definitely need to go through this. It's not worth it. All right, let's get the big guns out. Let's put this back. Let me get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, are these too big? We got 8s. Let's see if 8s are going to be too big. Let's put one in here. Is 8 too big? No, 8's perfect. Okay. It's not that 8. All right, so I just need 2 more nuts. We'll get them from the main thing. This one fell out of somewhere, so that's great. That's great. I don't know where from. I'll use it. All right, so I only need 1 more. 1 one more again. Okay, let's get one of these. And we should be good to go. Close this door before I break it. Hey, Jess. How you doing, man? We just briefly went into back in time when I was doing keyboards. That's how I met Jess, actually, through through keyboards back in the day. Hello, sir. I hope all is well, man. I hope all is well. I haven't chatted with you in a little while. Going to be spending next month on Black Box and Toolchanger. Looking forward to trying some new things I found. Nice. That's cool. That sounds fun. You should do a 3D printer chat stream. That's true. I should. And I actually think it would be pretty helpful. Because I think I could get a lot of like B-side things done, like screws and just little bits of nonsense that I've needed to do, but also be able to answer some questions. Where are these things coming from? What the heck? Oh, those are from the top. Okay. I was just dropping a bunch of these. But I think they belong to the oh, right, it came out the other side. They belong to the top hat. Although I don't know why there would be those for the top hat on the front. So I have a feeling we'll be removing those at some point, but that's okay. All right, let's put them in the middle. You know, I figured it'd be better to have a topic instead of just chatting. But it seems like just chatting works. Oh, it's great. All is well with you and my friend. Glad to see you too. Yeah, nice. We'll have to catch up at some point. We will have to catch up at some point, sir. All right, let's go this way upward. Not that it matters. Hey, Zombie, while you're in here, do I need to have switches for homing on this machine? Because I have sensorless at the moment, and I've enjoyed it for that, for the base machine. But do I need to have sensors to make docking more reliable? Which is what I hear. Hey, Zumi, how you doing? Hey, Papa's here. I would recommend switch on the Y, but you're probably fine on Micron. Oh, right, because... Oh, on the Y, actually. Okay. I mean, I was going to say the Y, like, hits, hits the biggest two flat parts. So I would have thought that one's fine. But you obviously know way better than me. That's why I asked you. Ooh, how am I going to tighten these? I might not be able to. I think these have to go on first. Yep, I think these are going to have to go on first. I'm not going to be able to get... maybe? Let's see. Yeah, that's what's typically done. You mount the switch on the A mount. Home Y, then X. Oh my god, these things keep flying out of here. How many times am I going to be putting them back in there? Okay, I'm going to try to wrap my mind around that. Hey, dude, congrats on 30K members. Thank you, Zumi. That's right. We hit 30K, guys. It took me 4 years to get here. Obviously, I'm not full-time, so keep that in mind. But, yeah, that's quite a lot of people. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. 30 is both a tremendous amount and a very small amount on YouTube, right? I guess depending on your goals and dreams and all that fun stuff. But yeah, 30,000. That's a lot. I was talking to a buddy of mine when we hit 25. I was like, oh yeah, I hit 25,000, blah blah. And he was like, oh my god, that's so much. And I was like, it's really nothing, like, right? And he was like, think about a stadium and how 20,000 would be obnoxious, top of the charts, like the stadium, if somebody's like following you. And I'm like, man, that's a great example. So I made a post then showing, I think it was like 18,000 people, how much that was, and we had 25,000, and this is 30. So it's it's really amazing. So thank you everybody. It's really cool. Thank you. I think, Nico, I think this is a good idea. I also didn't realize how early it still is in their whole ecosystem. Like, I thought they were more ready than they actually are. So here's what I've done so far, by the way, just so you guys know. I just put some 90s on there. But as you can tell, I should just incorporate those into here because I do want to make this dock specifically for 3 of these things. So I was actually thinking of incorporating this bar so that, one, you don't have to cut one or print one like I did. I'll just incorporate this into here and have a way that you can drop down hardware into the spot. So, hey, Filtered, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Zumi. Thank you, BW. It's cool. Appreciate that, guys. It's it feels good knowing that the little silly videos that I'm making are, liked. Is that like a weird thing to say? Like, it's just nice. It's nice to know that they bring joy to somebody or they were useful to somebody. Because at the end of the day, so much of my time and just brain goes to this, and it's not that I make a bunch of money off of it or something. This is a hobby. So it's just nice. It's just nice to know that there's 30,000 people that are at least interested enough to click a button on my behalf, That's cool. Oh, nice. Now that dropped in there real nice. All right, so one of the things I realized earlier when I was messing with this thing is when you go to tighten this, I'm actually working against the belts, which is kind of funny. 30K is an awesome achievement. Congrats. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know how I like to think about it? Like, Zumi, even though it's not like a money thing, right? Like, I'm not like, I didn't make like a bunch of money and I'm rolling in dough or something. But I'm able to do this. Like, this room is kind of a testament to the 30,000. I know this is a tiny little just part of my house. But just the fact that I was able to get enough trust for these things to arrive at my home without many expectations. As you guys know, I don't take money. I don't sign contracts. And that's a big deal. Every single company that I've ever talked to wants you to sign a contract. They want some level of control. And for whatever reason, I'm able to, I guess because of the following, right? Not because of me, just because it's the following, for them to just send me a machine only to show it to you guys. Because that's my only thing, is I just like showing it to you and being honest about it and just talking, about my impressions of these things. So this is the 30,000. This is what it's for. It's this room. I know maybe sometimes I sound like I'm not appreciative or something like that, but I am. I think it's incredible. I just don't know how to put it into words properly, I think, most of the time. Is the Toolchanger easy enough for an amateur, or will it require a lot of software changes and tweaking? I am an amateur myself. My experience with this is I have built, this is my 3rd Voron, and now I've taken it apart. So I consider myself an amateur. And I do think that it's gonna require a whole bunch of tweaking and software. I haven't gotten there yet, and that's gonna happen soon. Like as soon as I can get these tool heads connected with these cables, I'm gonna be there, and hopefully I'll do it correctly. The software part is not my strongest suit. I'm gonna hopefully rely on some folks that I know to kind of guide me just a little bit. You know, I have some experience with Clipper, so hopefully that experience kind of gets me somewhere, and I don't bother too many people. So I don't know. I think that there's a big enough community with these things to where even as an amateur, you can get pretty far with these things. So that's kind of what I'm hoping will happen here. Maybe it's a little bit of wishful thinking. All right, so I want to get this bar. See how like the whole top bar moves? Can you guys see it from the side? The whole top bar moves with this thing. So I want to get it as square with the front here as possible. You know what? Let me get another extrusion, which I also printed. Can you guys tell this is printed? This is ASA carbon fiber. I can't because of this. Well, I can hang it off, but that's actually a good idea. We come to hang out and chat about 3D printers while it's still sitting by our computers. Yeah, I mean, I do that too. I do that with other, you know, streamers as well. It's fun. It's really strange. Like saying it out loud is weird, but the actual activity of it is fun. It's rare to come close to breaking even, let alone profit. That's true. That's true. Well, at least it makes me feel better saying that. You know. Just got here. I was live with the baby. Hey, Chris, first of all, thank you for coming in and even asking. It's been great so far. You know, he's been good. Everything's good. You know, it's a clockwork. I'd say my 9.5-year-old is more difficult than the baby, but still sleep deprived. But great, thank you. That's right. By the way, I have some 10-year Basil Hayden, and it's amazing. 3D print sauce. Nice. I quit my job. Been printing like crazy. It's been a while since I've been here. You quit your job. Is that a congratulations or not? Hard to tell. But yeah, good to see you, man. I made it work. You can probably do it too. You know, that's kind of my motto when people ask me about my Vorons. I want to add multiple 2 heads to my SV08. The software tweaking scares the crap out of me. Yep. Yes. I think you should. I think it's fun. It's fun to do things like this. What's the worst that can happen? You turn it back to stock. You know what I mean? I'm the guy you said you were going to give you try it to. Okay, F1. Is there anything automated for saving the dock locations? I have no idea. This is a shirt. This is a shirt. I love printed extrusions. Zombie. This works with what Sam said in his comments, man. That's hilarious. What are we drinking? Doesn't look like horse milk. Oh, I'm behind. I was like, what's going on here? Raid, what's happening here? Oh, we got a Pezla's raid. Raid. Rage. That's what they should change it to. I don't have cool animations and sounds for this. Aren't I supposed to have like things going on? First of all, Pezlas, thank you. Welcome in, everybody. I think this is a Twitch thing. I say that because I'm still very new to Twitch. Yep, there's things going on here. What's up, everybody? Just working on a 3D printer. If you're coming in from PezLiz, and you guys are already familiar with Polymaker, there is a pinned comment at the top of the chat. So towards the end of the stream, I'll be giving away a spool, well, at least a spool, some filament from Polymaker. There's 2 hours left, a little bit of time left. But still, if you guys are going to hang around or come back, you have to be present. So maybe just jump in here and then come back on a timer or something like that. Welcome in, everybody. We're just chatting over here, having a little bev. I was going to do some wiring, but right now we're just focusing on making sure that this dock, which is going to hold the multi-tool heads to this thing, is straight. And I've lost my chat. I have no idea where things are. Raid. That's still, it's a raid. Hey, Kevin. I'm slow with the comments. Hello from the other side. But yeah, usually what I do on stream is I work a little bit and then I completely get distracted by the chat, and we go off the rails and my ADHD kicks in and it's gone at that point. Hey, layer by layer, what's going on? Cali Cat. That's how we know someone's heavily into 3D printing. Bring up Cali Cat. Hey, Daisy. What do you mean, this squirrel? That's literally, I don't know what's going on, but especially lately, ADHD has been really kicking in. Undiagnosed, but untreated also, you know? A real shirt. I put this on because earlier Sam and Joel sent me a beautiful photo of them enjoying their dinner. Here, I'll pull it up. And I felt very jealous and I wanted to be closer, so I put on Sam's shirt. Here we go. This is what they sent to me. And now this is, I'm just gonna leave it here for the rest of the stream. So there you go. All right, let's continue fixing this thing. That's right, Joel. You didn't wash that t-shirt, right? No, I never wash it. I'll never wash this. All right, we had a 3D printed extrusion. I was going to put it against this to make it flat, but Zombie, hey Kenneth, Zombie had an awesome idea to lay this thing flat. So let me make sure nothing's going to fall off. I think we should be good. Hey, Cheetown. So let's lay it on his face, but not smash the screen. That would be lovely. There we go. Let's move it up against the screen. Yeah, we'll do that. I like it face down. I know. Hey, Serge. I know, dude. I know the things you like. You know what? We're going to bring this over here on this side, because that way it's better. And then what I can do is I'm going to make you guys dizzy with my camera, but I can readjust it. Let's get into the action. Boom, boom, bang. Look at that. Also, I shouldn't let this thing go. All the weight's down there. Nah, it's fine. I had 2 more today. Ask if I was having Joel shirts made. It's time. I guess it's time. Action cam activated. That's right. POV. Hey, Swamper. All right, let's tighten this thing down and make it right. Admittedly, I can't see, but I'm gonna just feel around for it. Oh, look at that! I made it. All right, dock is flat. Printer is flat. Let's get it tight enough to where it's almost stripped out. And that way, when I need to take this apart or do any kind of adjustments on another live stream, I will strip it. And then you guys will have a great time watching me suffer trying to fix that. That's how it's all for entertainment purposes. But worth it. All right, let's get this tight as well. Yeah. Never coming off. That's how we print these machines, bulletproof. We only assemble them one time, never take them apart for maintenance or anything like that, right, guys? All right, and then I have 2 more screws on the front that will definitely need to be tightened. Here we go. Got it. Thank you for this tip, by the way. It's fantastic. Where's the Hodo? All the manual labor. That's true. What is up with the manual labor? Actually, here's both ADHD and Hodo at the same time. I got a gift from Chitty Tech not too long ago. Look at that. This thing was in the mail for ages and ages because of reasons. But let me show you this. This is cool. I thought it was neat. If you can tell, look at this. Designed by Hodo, which I thought was pretty cool. And we got some lovely basic tools. I don't necessarily, you know, these are going to go on the wall at some point, but for example, some lovely sprung pliers that have lots of tools actually incorporated, wire strippers, things like that. A wrench, you know, screwdriver, and this hammer. This is such a Hodo hammer. It's nice and small. Almost reminds me of a hatchet in the way that it feels. This is the part that I wanted to show you guys. If I can take it out of here. I got it out of there beautifully before. There we go. This has a rubber piece that can cover it like that. So this will actually be pretty useful for putting things together and knocking things out. I do have a rubber mallet over here, and I've had this rubber mallet for years and years and years and years. It is used and abused, as you can tell. But the thing about it is it's now kind of brittle. So every time I use it on anything sharp, it just kind of breaks up. So I'll probably be using this Hodo hammer. So I thought that was cool. Huge thank you, Chitty Tech. Not that they watch this at all, but it is what it is. I thought it was a neat little gift and just a cool gesture. You know, they're the second company that has been kind enough to send me something. The first one was Creality. I think 1 year sent me a tea set, which I use time from time. So thought it was cool. The cure for obsession. That's right. Yeah, super spring loaded. Hammer time. That hammer's too big for a Micron build or the right size. All right, now that we have this thing up this way, I think this still needs to be tightened. And no, it does not. I already did it. And I already did it. Okay, cool. So now this thing should be really square. Let's get you guys back down a little bit. And up like that. My biggest hammer is named Mr. Persuasion, and that was weird to read out loud. Tappy tap tap. That's right. Non-marring. Such perfect English there. Non-marring. I don't know if I've ever said those words like that. But yeah, that's true. That's how you know I'm not an engineer. All right, so the docks are on, and they are looking good. Let's see if we can dock. Bada bing, bada boom. Also, I forgot to mention, is I have magnets, and I'm missing one because this part ate it up. Magnets, I have them. So if we put this on here, I'll show you guys in a second. So the front gets 2 magnets. They're not glued. They're actually not even pressure held, really. They kind of stick onto the screws there. And there's screws in the front of the dock. Right there. Right there. This is wild. The stream's going crazy places. But basically, when this thing docks, it kind of leans forward and it's held on those magnets. And when the dock is going to come and pick it up, it's going to lift up and pull away. So technically, they will stay there. Should theoretically, hypothetically stay there and not be pulled out. So we will see about that and how that works. Let's go ahead and remove both tool heads for now. And I'm going to remove the PTFE tube as well. just to kind of win back some maneuverability over here. All right, so I think the only next task is to figure out what I'm doing with this thing. I don't know where I'm going to mount it. I don't know how. I've looked online. I can't really find anything that I like. I think I'm just going to tape this thing to the back and go from there. I'm going to run this wire back down. I'm going to run it on the outside here, out of one of these holes. I'm just going to run it up to this thing. This thing will be, I guess, maybe we'll do like a thing like this. So it will run up to the bottom one. It'll go in, and these will go upward this way. That's the idea. I would like to have it straight like that, but there isn't anything on the back, so it would kind of have to be like this. And this is just an awkward situation. So I think we're going sideways like this, and I'll just double side tape it. And this is how we'll mount it, and it'll be very easily maintainable this way. And then to get the wires into the machine, we'll have to go through the top hat, which we'll have a bunch of printed parts, so we'll have plenty of room for that. And the PTFE tubes, at least for now, are going to go through this pass-through, which I think might be in the way. But we'll figure that out later as well. I just want it running. Hey, 3D Medic, what's happening? On both platforms. What's up? Mini backpack. Yeah, I just couldn't find one that I like, to be honest. So, hey, Monsoon. So that's at least the general idea. And I have 4 on here because the original thought was, well, that I was going to do 4. But we're going to be doing 3. So first things first, let's remove those wires out of there because I think we're going to be crimping some new wires. Now I got hammer time in my head. You know, you could have worse things stuck in your head. That one's not so bad. But yeah, the other thing that I had in mind is maybe I should just make all new wiring for these things. Especially the one that's running, like kind of keep it. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the right move there is. Yeah, so all these need to be put together in some kind of neat way. But that's all after this thing is working. All right, so first things first, I say we just commit and we tape this thing. So let's do that. I have some tape back here. Let's get it. And let's make the commitment. And look at that. It's the perfect width. So the cool thing about VHB tape is it can be permanent, but it doesn't have to be. But we're going to do it. So first things first, let's commit. So this is the Big Tree Tech. What do they call this thing? Something EB, right? CEB. And this mounting that they have for it will mount on a 2020 extrusion. Not quite on a 1515. Because originally, I was going to put it like this. Oh, you guys can't see it now. Originally, I was going to have it like this. Well, backwards. And then in here, going upward. And then I was thinking one's going to go inside like that. Like from here in. And the rest come up. But I don't know if I want anything else over there. Just because I don't want it to hit anything or snag anything. So, stick to your decision. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, we're putting it right here. I'm going to line it up. And this is where we're going. Bada bing, bada boom. I can always take this off later. So there you go. And this will give us something to at least make look neat and interesting to some degree. I think for this wire, for the one that's going to go down, I I am going to use one of these. And we'll make new connectors on the other side. For whatever reason, and the way that my brain works, I can't remember what this wire is called. Like, why right now I can't remember it. For the life of me. I can't remember. The only word that's stuck in my head is tap. Obviously, this isn't tap. What's this cable called, guys? It's crooked. No way. No, it's on a 90-degree angle. It's crooked. What the? Oh, man. All right, let's see. I thought I leaned it up against this. Here we go. You ready? This is how you mess with me. You tell me something's crooked and my OCD kicks in, and now we're doing this. Hey, one Raz. There we go. Huh? What's the cable called? CAN bus. Thank you. CAN was the word that I wanted in my head, but they just couldn't. It didn't want to go there. CAN bus. This is CAN. All right, so we got ground on top of this. So let's put those back in. They already have a connector on there. And yes, these are technically going to have 24 volts running. Oops. So there is that. I know not everyone's going to like that idea, but hey, my idea, or my printer rather, should be okay. No one else is going to be operating this but me, and the back of the machine, when it is being operated, is not going to be accessible. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'll worry about it when it's a problem. But I will also be sleeving all of this wiring. And I'll probably be putting nylon in it so it sits up straight, all that fun stuff. Can't short bus. Print the cover for it. That's true. That's right. Neurospicy. Listen, I have an actual neurologist. I feel like when you have a neurologist, you're at a certain level just in your life and everything else. And I just wanted to let you know that I have one. So that should answer some questions about me. Insert fingers here, right, with little arrows. Did I ever thank Pez Liz? Thank you, Pez Liz. Wow. I got issues, guys. All right, so that's one. I am going to put a zip tie there just to keep them together. Bada bing. Bada boom. Right there. Cut it. Spin it towards the back. All right, so that is going to run down. And the first thing I want to do... wow, I'm going to have to find those 4-pin connectors. That is factual. I don't know if I have any of those. So as far as I understand how these things work is one goes in and the rest can come out. So there's a splitter for 4 as far as I understand. I don't actually know that to be 100% true. But that's how we're gonna pretend this works until it either doesn't or does. And I shouldn't have undone these cables because now they're severely tangled. And I'm not even sure how that happened. Like, they're tangled. Like fishing line style. Like, how is this through here but not here? I thought I individually did this. All right, here we go. Hold on, we're getting closer. How in the heck is that possible? If I put this through here, now we're on the red one. What in the name of Zeus has happened here? All right, hold on. So one goes through here. Okay. And now, aha! I've gotten it. Hey, B Cuddy, what's happening? Oh, there you go, Pez Liz. Okay, good, good. We missed you this weekend. I know, and thank you. I appreciate that. I know I've been like vicariously living through everybody. You know, as videos are gonna get dropped, I'm gonna be first to watch. Because I want to know. I wanted to go this year. But you know, other plans. Hey Quinn, how you doing? I have 2 neurodivergent kids, and I'm probably not completely normal myself. Sky, okay, so you know. So you have some experience. You know, I'm also like in the creative field, so I've kind of, as an adult at least, made some kind of weird excuse for myself to make all this okay. What is normal? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Quinn, what I'm doing is I'm using this Big Tree Tech CEB to split the CAN bus connection from 1 tool head to 3. Bam, bam, bam. So now that this back is set up, what I'm gonna do is, you know what? Let's attach another set. And I'm gonna skip one. So the first tool head would be at the top over here, actually. And I don't know how the addresses work on this. Like, I know CAN bus, technically, I guess it will just be the same. Like, how does it know? Does this splitter somehow give it another address? Or is the address for the MCU just the same? How does that work? Like, that's the part that I actually legitimately don't understand about how this works. I'm ready for Murph. Roughly 40 minutes from my house. Yeah, if it was that's that close, you know. East Coast Rep or 3D Printopia is about 12 minutes from my house, so I'll be there regardless. I also got my $300 worth of filament to print my Death Racer, so it's a must. It has to happen. All right, these will go to the first tool head. So let's get this one out of here. So this thing is in the chain, and I absolutely hate these chains. If I could get rid of the chains, I would, and I probably can get rid of the chains. But at this point, I might be in too deep for it. Let me see if I can, without removing the chains, maybe just pop these things. I know you guys are going to get a chance to see exactly what I'm doing here. Let me see if I can get you guys a little higher at least. Let's do maybe something like this for now. And I'll adjust it as I go. Where is East Coast Rep? It's in Bel Air, Maryland. They'll show up separately. Canvas connections can daisy chain easily. So that part I know. Like, I know they can daisy chain. I know that's how cars work. Like, there's one CAN bus, and then all the instrumentation is essentially on that CAN bus. And that's really like CAN bus. The whole point is like things can be jumped off it. But I don't, the part where it says it'll show up separately, that's the part I don't understand. Like, is there a different address? Basically, when you go and search for all the connections, it'll just say, you know, the CAN bus address there, another CAN bus address there. Like, every MCU will just have its own address, as if there's another CAN bus, but it's just more MCUs on the same CAN bus. Like, it's even confusing to say. But I know that that's how it works. I just don't like know how it works, if that makes sense. I know the theoretics behind it. Also, is theoretics a word? All right, hold on. Let me see if I can just pull this through the other way, like without even. Okay, what I'll need to do is cut these zip ties. That's for sure. Kind of want to see if I can just pull this thing through without the need of. I might have to take this connector apart. Without the need of undoing this chain. By the way, for those also wondering is why I'm doing it this way is because one of my goals with this kit was to build and use the Micron first. And I did. It made a great machine. I really enjoyed the Micron. But now I just want to tinker with it. It's a Voron. All right, let's see. Where can I pull this? All right, we'll go from right here. Let's see if I can find these cables. I'm guessing these two are them. No, they're not. Those are motor cables. They're not even the same motor cables. All right, what else? How deep can I go into this chain? All right, so I need to take it off at least up here. There we go. Okay, we can pop one of those off. Let's see if this wire, it's not flexible enough. Take a couple more off. I know I'm using the wrong things. And I didn't know those come off like that. That's fun. All right, now I should be able to at least get it out this way. So let's see if the connector fits through here. I'm hoping it does. Come on, connector. No. I'm gonna have to depin it, aren't I? Oh, that's the worst. That's the literal worst. All right. My plan for that is not gonna work. I have to find a way to remove that chain. Okay. Let me see. I have a friend in Joppa. Hey, nice. Local. Have you ever set up a coax Ethernet network? Similar concept. Yeah. Oh. Okay. That's actually something I can totally relate to. Okay. Ah. Okay. I gotta say, I can really relate to this coax Ethernet network setup. Like, that really makes sense. Okay, interesting. Thank you, OneFarm. Thank you, Rafa B. Cuddy, obviously. Thank you. Campus is just network like any other. Consider it someone's Ethernet network you have there. Nice, conceptually. That's a really good way to explain that. So thank you. Hey, Reprinted, what's happening? I just realized I have these guys just in here. I gotta take a screenshot of this. Hold on, I'll send it back to Joel. You are still with me. There we go. You know, gotta mess with the guy sometimes, you know? That's hilarious. Cootie. That's right. I mean, I can't just cut. No, I'm not going to do it. Let's do it correctly. I'm going to do this correctly, everybody. Let's see if I can get in here with an Allen key. From what I remember, this chain is attached by 3 Allen screws, which is too many. The problem with this placement of this chain is it's going to be very difficult to put back on. And I'm regretting everything. Let's try this. Before I take it off and then regret everything, let me see if I can open as many of these as possible. And maybe it will help to even put the gantry in a different position, potentially. But if I open these, will I be able to pull it out? Because depinning this connector is actually somewhat hard to do. All right, there we go. Let's see if I can kind of just shimmy it out of there with the connector. That would be really nice. Okay, I've done it. That's great. Now we just have to move it all the way down. Let me close some of these before I mess this up any further. Okay. All right. I'm going to forcefully move the gantry up as high as it goes. Right there. On all 4 corners. Okay. Now I have grease all over myself because I grabbed it by the linear rails. Perfect. Perfect. Also, for those just joining in, I am doing a filament giveaway at the end of the stream. There is a pinned comment at the top of the chat. Polymaker is gracious enough to be sponsoring today's giveaway. So go ahead and jump into that link. It should be both on YouTube and Twitch also. All right, looks like this is going to be the play. Can you guys see what I'm doing here at all? Here, let's change the camera angle again. I love this camera arm so much. So happy I bought it. It was a worthwhile investment. Well, it's 2 arms technically together, but it is what it is. There we go. Sure you do. There's 57 friends right here. There's no link in the pinned comment. You are correct. Wait, what's this? You are correct. How and why? Unpin. All right, let's go here. Okay, it looks like it works on YouTube. Let me fix it on Twitch. Thank you, by the way. So, enter here for your chance to win. Polymaker. Filament. Pin. Message is already pinned. Okay. Try that. Also, thank you, Pezliz. I see now that you were helping. I appreciate that. All right. Twitchy. Twitch pin strips the YouTube URL. Oh, does it? That's fun. They're not friends with each other, huh? All right, let's see if I can do it from this angle. and not break anything. Okay, so far so good. So let's see, can I push this out this way first? Yes. All right, let's get this out here first, and then we will get it down there through the bottom. This is the critical part. There we go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And we can clamp all this back to how it was so that the motor wires remain relaxing in the chain. Oh, did I break one? I might have broken one. Yeah, I think I did. Let's see if I can pull it off. Looks like it's a little bit broken. Can something be a little bit broken? Or like once it's a little bit, it's all the way? Like a little bit broken is just broken. There we go. Okay, I kind of just shoved it down in there. It's not going to survive another opening. But we'll make it work for now. Okay. That is that. And now we should be able to shove this cable down into the void. Oh, thanks. You're my friend. Definitely. Listen to me. You've sent me cards to my house, to my kid. You've sent me a 3D printed pickle for my Christmas tree. You're a friend. Every year I put a pickle on my Christmas tree. Come on. Rip. Wellington and Morris, just to carry the casket. That's a funny grim joke. That's a funny grim joke. All right, let's tippy tip this thing. All right, we're going this direction. All right. And did we get this out successfully? It is stuck on a wire. There we go. Okay. Right, I haven't clamped any of this stuff down yet. Okay, so this stuff, these are just going to the power supply. Okay. Easy peasy. A little broken, still kind of works. That's right. Well, he just said this is the critical part. Maybe they go, Uncle Buck flipping the pancake with a snow shovel. Man, I don't know the reference, but it sounds funny. Will Broken is like mostly dead. Dang, I don't know that one either. Falling behind here. I can't name it. Oh, another thing that I did on this machine is I added this much larger power supply. That's also important for anyone following along. I just realized I unscrewed not the right thing. Let's put that back and let's make sure that is very tightly on there. There we go. What I need is this one. Oh, these are the ones where I had to fully remove them. I remember. I remember now. All right, so these two are the power. And this one, which goes all the way over here, I'm going to leave it there for now. Actually, you know what? Let's pull it out, but then plug it back in. And I would need to... Oh, man, it's so tightly under there. I wonder if I'll be able to get it out. At least this one I'll feel confident in depinning. Okay, so we're stuck underneath of this. Great. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull that cable out with that connector on at all. It's definitely going to snag. All right, I'm going to leave this one in just for a second. Simply because I want to know the polarity of this plug easily. So this printer will be like a Prusa XL. This will be a yes, a Micron M. No, I guess it's a small. Yes, it's gonna be a tri-head machine essentially. It could fit 4. There's room for 4 of them, but I want to stick with 3. I don't remember what the reason was, but I had a really good reason. Maybe more like XS. Yes, exactly. Extra small. Yes. The trifecta was what I was going to call it. But what was the reason? I don't remember. Because I still need to build another... I have enough parts for 4. But there was some specific reason for 3. To be fair, I don't know. But that part doesn't matter. I don't want to get stumped on it. So, let's keep this moving. All right, so we need power first, which is going to be these thicker wires. So let's go ahead and take these apart. We'll do this one first. Let's put it through here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both of these through, and I'm going to zip tie it so that it doesn't move. That's how we're going to run this. Let's run some zip ties. Keep this thing as neat as we can before it has its wire stuff around it. So let's do one right here. I want clean CAN bus cables. Clean CAN bus. One more right here. Okay. And then I want to do one right here that will keep it from moving at this point. And then we'll be able to wire manage it however we want after. So this should look like that. A little bit of slack, but not much. There we go. Let's cut this and spin them around a little bit. Get the eyesores out of the way. All right, so that is going to be as much as this is going to be exposed, and I have some wire to cover it. Actually, let's see if I have it right here. Ow, hit my head. Don't worry about it. Here's the original power supply, by the way. You can tell much smaller. Here we go. So here's the thing. I'm not going to cut this up if I won't have enough for the actual tool heads. If I have enough for the tool heads, I'll find some other stuff. Oh, no, this won't be enough. Okay. Because this will go from here, right? Yeah, that's not enough. This maybe 1 is enough. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I can actually use all of this. because they will not be enough. So here's what we'll do. We'll cut this one, and we will just sleeve it. I'm going to cut the zip tie off so that I could sleeve, so I can have the sleeve there too. We'll do this. We'll go and make it this big. Let's see if I can cut it with these snips. Of course we can. Fresh snips, baby. I wonder how difficult it will be to get this printing well. Didn't Bruce have lots of issues with Excel initially? I know of several people that have tool changers that print just like any other Voron. So just like any other Voron, Vorons are only as good as the person that built it and their ability to tune, right? So right now, I know this machine prints really well. Like, I've gotten some really clean prints. As long as we can get the tool heads to align properly, I think it'll be printing exceptionally. There are still plenty of obstacles to get around, I'm not gonna lie. Like, plenty of obstacles to get around. But like I said, there's already a lot of people with these things running really well, and it's only going to get more popular. The IDEX machine, I think the IDEX system, the index system is going to push this whole thing to a whole different level. It's already been growing so rapidly. But it's going to standardize a bunch of things, I feel like. And especially because it's going to run Clipper. It'll give us a lot more information. All right, there we go. This is going to be looking much, much better. Like this. And I even have one of those cable things somewhere. I don't remember where off the top of my head. But somewhere close. I remember seeing them like recently. So somewhere, I'll have to look through my piles of stuff. But I have those sticky things that hold cables. And that's what we'll be using there. Let's get a zip tie. But yeah, as far as I understand, there is some software to install. Like a firmware, a different version of Clipper. But once again, something I just have no idea about. And I will have to figure it out as we go. First, it's this. Like, today's stream is actually pretty important. If I can get this thing to work, but although I don't think I have the connectors I need, to be honest. If anything, I'll cut them off of that one, of this one, from this cable, and make at least one tool head work. And from there, we can iterate. Where to get this from? Here. Let's throw that in. I didn't realize I have a lot more PTFE tube in there, so that's nice. I forgot to put the power supply in. Okay. All right, this wire, get out of the way before I get this thing tangled real bad again. All right, so that part is looking nice and clean. I'm enjoying that. Let's turn this way. All right, the thicker ones are power. Let's handle those first. And this is just going to be a JST. How are they tangled again in the same way? How? How is it so tangled backwards like that? It makes zero sense. All right. It doesn't matter because this is the power cables, right? We'll give it a bunch of slack. We'll do this much right over here. We're going to cut these. Bada bing, bada boom. These cables can come out. And we will save these cables because it has decent wiring. Hey, Mark, how you doing? You'll get it to work? I hope so. I'm going to bother a lot of people. I am going to literally bother a lot of people to get this thing running. All right, let me get some connectors. We need this, this, this. I don't think we'll need that. The rest is over here. Okay. First up, we need some terminal connectors. And I have one of these terminal assortments. Had it for ages and ages. Let's see if we can get something close. We need the smaller forks. Oh, I have them exactly. Okay. All right, we'll get out 2 of these. You know what? Let's do a blue one. I know they're different. But let's see if I can make that work with the ground. That way, there's 2 different colors. Get it to recognize multiple tool heads, but then tune and print with just T1. Then add the additional tool heads. Yes, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. That's what I would like to do. Oh, you know what we should try? We should try this, our new Hodo pliers for this. I obviously have more specific ones, but this should actually have all the tools I need for this specific job of adding these connectors on here. All right, let me get you guys closer since all the fun is over here. There we go. All right, let's do the blue one first. So let's go ahead and strip this. Okay, that works great. That's cool. Hodo, thank you. We'll spin that bad boy around. Let's get this in here, and let's see if they're powerful enough for this connector. I have a feeling they will be. Let's get some leverage on the table. Almost. Let's try this one. Okay, well, this is looking promising. And this one again. Okay. That's looking good. All right, so that one is on the minus. So let's put this. Should we run this whole cable down there? Yeah, let's run this whole thing through here. Underneath of this motor cable. Come on through. There we go. That way it's nice and neat. All right, so this one is going to go underneath of here, inside of there, like that. Oh, my little plastic came off. Come on back. There we go. And where's our terminal screw? What did I do with it? There it is. Let's get that on there. Nope, I dropped it. I dropped it in there. It's inside. All right, cool. Now we need some tweezers. Oh, look at that. You guys remember the game Operation? That's literally what I just did there. All right, let's try again. You know what? Maybe we'll attach it. Oh, okay, that's why. It doesn't quite fit into here. So let's screw it onto here first. There we go. And now we can put it where we need it. There we go. All right, so our minus slash ground slash earth is on. Now let's do this side. This side should actually be a little bit easier because unlike the other side, this side, oh, I cut it too much. This side's connector is a little bit smaller. All right, maybe I will just use my little cutters here. There we go. Spin that up. Throw this on. Like this. Let's get this thing crimped up. Could go a little more. Use the same technique as the other one. All right, the pliers weren't necessarily ideal, but let me get my larger ones that I typically use for these. Definitely don't want this loose. All right, I feel better about that. There we go. The other one was good. This one is not. All right, let's throw this in there. We need to put this through. There we go. If it was only plugged in, that would be more fun. That's true. Yes, these go directly to the power supply. How does it reference the toolhead positions for alignment? Test prints. I think one of the newer printers has a face-it camera. F1. Each toolhead has its own Z offset, and then it knows where the toolhead sits in the dock. That's pretty much it. Other than that, each toolhead will have its own config in Clipper, so you can give it its own parameters. Because it doesn't have to be the same toolhead or even the same hot end or anything. It could be completely different settings entirely. So that's fun. All right, the power is set. I need another zip tie. This one for this. Because it looks like when I installed this, I didn't zip tie these wires back up. And you guessed it, that kind of stuff bothers me. So let's get these wires zipped up. Do this lovely little hex pattern here. There we go. Much better. Much better. All right, we only have one more connector. Well, on this side. But it's this. This has to go there, and I need the typical JSTs. So let's move all this and get our JST plug on there. So I think it would be nice if I could run this thing behind it. It would just be clean that way. Can that be done? Maybe we'll go all the way this way and up. Without taking the power supply apart. All right, let's do a cut first. About this big. Bam. This cable can sit over there for now. Let's see if I can kind of shimmy these things back there in some way, shape, or form. I don't think I can. Maybe behind here would be nice. Or we just... No, I mean, it would be an eyesore. It really would. Alright, let me try to just kind of force them in there. No, they try to turn downward. Alright, what if I spin them the other direction? And go up this way. If anything, I'll have to tape them to something, maybe. Yeah, we can... Okay, here's what we're going to do. Can I get this over there? Underneath. No, that went the wrong direction. I want it to go left. Where are we? Whoa, we made it out here? Oh, we don't want to go this way. I didn't even know there was a hole there. Alright, where are we now? We made it back around here. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be tough to get underneath of that rail. Yeah, okay, so we can't get that way. Can I make it over here? Aha. Alright, this is looking a bit more promising. Also, is it? Okay, so there's not enough space underneath of the rails. Alright, let's see if I can get it underneath the power supply. No. Alright, can I sneak it in through here? And get it up through the power supply? Yes. Am I going? I am. I'm just hitting all kinds of wires over there. Okay. So if this is our sneaky way in, maybe I can do it from another angle. Aha! Alright, this is good. Go all the way this way. Okay, I'm hitting some other wires. Okay. All I needed to do is just kind of go straight. There we go. We're there. Alright, this is going to work. This is going to work. So, if I can catch this PTFE tube here. Come on, PTFE tube. Come on out. I know you got to bend all kinds of funky ways. There we go. All right, let's see if I can make this magic work. So we're going to put the wires in there. I'm going to take some tape. Let's do... not this stuff. Let's see, what would be good tape to do this with? Yeah, I guess this is really my only choice. All right, we'll do some Tessa tape. You could put a laser cutter? I guess you could. I guess you could. Yeah, you can put any tool head on here, that's for sure. All right, we are going to do this. All right, here we go. I was about to do long ways, but the long way, not going to do it. All right, we're going to put some tape. Hopefully that's enough. Let's see if we can get this thing to snake through. All right, so far so good. Yes. We did it. We did it. See, guys? Sometimes it's rare. It's rare. But I can use my head. That was almost a pro tip right there. All right, now this Tesla tape is so freaking strong. Wait, can I just... No, like it's holding these things so well. Can I just kind of yoink it off of here? Yes. All right, awesome. PTFE tube saved. Wiring pulled through. Awesome. Now we just need a JST plug. And a crimper, which I should have both of. All right, red wire. Black wire. Cool, cool, cool. All right. That part is good to go. All right. I'm like, wait, what? Let's drop this so it doesn't confuse me. Right? Yes, correct. Okay, JST connector. Let's go. And we need 2. And these bad boys. If you guys have never made these connectors before, that's a good thing. Try to keep it that way for as long as you can. Because making these connectors is so annoying. Let's see. I do have this tool. Very creative. Thank you. Not gonna be typing for a while, heading home. Well, drive safe. But I will keep the banter up. All right, these things are so frustratingly annoying. I don't know if I'll be able to talk through it. So, and this crimp tool is okay at best. I usually have to crimp twice. So let's see how this works. We're gonna do red first. I'm gonna put this all the way through the bottom. Nope. You want to put the wire all the way through so that the jacket is just holding on to. Let me focus for a bit. I gotta put that in the right spot. There we go. So the jacket has to just go in because it has to be held, and we crimp it down, and this will come up. Okay, so far so good. And we do the tug test. Perfect. There's a little bit of wires that are just a hair too long. I'm just going to trim them. We'll see if that plays a role or not. Hopefully it doesn't. All right, that went really smoothly. Usually it takes me a couple tries to get it right. But you kind of got to seat the connector in there. There's a really specific spot. And then you can kind of close these things up. Then let's get the wire in there. I think I cut them just a little too long. That's all right. Get the cable itself in there and clamp. Because you want this thing clamping down. Here, I'll show you guys. Oh, man, I might not be able to show you. So, okay, this would be hard to see. So, you see the first set of grippers right there? The first set right there. They are meant to hold the actual jacket. And then the second pair, those should be holding the raw actual cable. And they're the ones that actually hold it. So that should be good to go. So now let's make this plug. So to match that one, we got red on top. So let's click this in. Click. And black on the bottom. Click that in. Click. All right, so this should be a matter of unplugging, double checking, and plugging in. Bada bing, bada boom. And then this cable, we can kind of just pull it a little bit. Get it tight in both spots. This one I can tuck back down in here behind this motor right there. And we got ourselves a pretty clean wire setup at the moment. All right, cool. So now this, I should be able to pull out of here. I might actually have to cut that cable, to be honest. Yeah, oh, you know what? Let me undo them first. See if I can salvage them. Or unpin them, rather. But I might have to just cut this cable and yoink it out. Which is fine. It's just the JST. These are really quick to do. It's the other ones that aren't. The ones that are on top of the tool head. Those are challenging. I don't even have those, to be honest. So I'd have to solder those connections. And technically, you don't even want to solder those. What is going on? Why can't I depin this? All right, maybe I'm just gonna cut this off anyway, because it looks like these pins are held in there in a funky way. Here's one. Why is this one not moving in? There it goes. Weird. Okay. All right, let's see if I can pull this out. It's being held by the, I believe, the power supply. Come on. Okay, we got it. Salvaged. So to put this back, maybe I'll use it for reference later. As red as on top. And then black. This way. Got it. Okay. So this cable can now be used somewhere else or for something else, and we might need it because of the plug on top. So let's not put it too far. But that does mean that we are done down here. Hey, I'm out. I sold some parts to a guy who did a Micron Plus Toolchanger. Nice. Yeah. Could have been me. I don't know. Is this an exciting Micron that's being repurposed? Looks like R0Z drives. Yes. Yeah, it was a Micron build from a kit from something bot. Oh, come on, brain. Wow, my names. Me and names. I have it linked, don't I? Formbot, of course. I knew it was something bot. From Formbot. Yeah, I have it tuned. Everything's working perfect. And now, of course, we're here to destroy it with the Micron build, or with the Toolchanger build. There we go. Formbot. Yeah, Alex. Yep. Forbot. It's Formbot. Yeah, my brain is just broke. Okay. Lots of tools on my desk. I hate it. Cool. Where are we at now? We need to run a cable from here, from this. We need to run these cables to our first tool head. So let's put the first tool head up here. It's the only one that's truly wired up anyway. There we go. And we need one of these 4-pin connector things. And I don't know if I have them anywhere. And even if I did, can I crimp them? Is it the same crimper? If not, I'm going to have to get a little ghetto with it. And I really don't want to do that. All right, first we need to check the cable. Before I ruin that one, let me go through my parts. And I'm thinking maybe one of my things here has it. I doubt it though. All right, let's see what I have here. A lot of motor wires. None of this will matter. I got nozzles out here for some reason. Okay, here, this. What is this from? Okay, yes. So this is from the boards, right? Yeah, this is from the Big Tree Tech boards. Okay, cool. The EBB 36. Yes, so each one of these has this little thing in it. And in it is 2 sets of these plugs. Perfect. Embrace the inner jank. It's not that jank. What tool head are we doing? I'm keeping these tool heads and just building 3 of them. There's a slight modification to these on the bottom. But I really like these. I have one on my V0 right over here. And I absolutely love this V0. I use it all the time. It's an ABS machine. And I kind of want to replicate that performance. So I tried to keep it as close as I possibly can. And we'll see how it works. All right, so I do have them. So the little toolkits that come with the EBBs have these. And there's 2 of them, luckily. So I need one of those. And I need these funky connectors. And the question is am I going to be able to crimp these with my crimper? I'm honestly not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I'm going to give it a good old college try, I'll tell you that. All right, so it is these longer ones. And it does look like it somewhat functions the same way. All right, there's a few of them for me to try. So let's take these off and see if I can make it happen. Because of super wishful thinking, I'm gonna put this stuff away back into this box, and I'm gonna will myself into doing this correctly the first time. And I'm not gonna need to get out this entire box again to get that back out to try again. That's how this is gonna play out. I'm not a gambling man, but I wouldn't bet on me here. Okay, here are the connectors that I need. Let's get the wires that we need and get it to some kind of length that's appropriate. So the length is actually interesting because it has to reach all the way to the bottom. So to get that length for sure, let's undo these ridiculous wires. And let's move this to the bottom. And yes, this is going to crash into the bed, so I will go slow. There we go. Lift it up a little bit. We'll go all the way to the front, and in this case, all the way to the front side right here. That's as far as it could ever reach. So these are going to go up into the box at some point that'll be here, and then down here. Also, I can always shorten them on this end, by the way. And plug in right there. So this will be the longest this wire will ever have to be. Right there. And when it has nylon in there, it'll make a nice arc. There we go. I'll give it just a little bit more right here. This is where we need to cut this. Going in. YOLO. YOLO snip. Can't come back from that. Let's take the tool head off. Put it on there. All right. Let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, wait, the carriage holds the probe. Oh, yeah. So, sorry. I was kind of in the zone. So here you can kind of see it. Here, let me move it up. Of course, I'm touching the linear rails again. So yes, basically there is a tap style changer, or sensor in the back of the tool head right there. It's incorporated into this. It's on these slides. So essentially each tool head sits on this carriage like that, and this thing uses tap. It goes down, this thing moves up ever so gently, not this much obviously, just like tap. But then if you go too far, it comes off, and that's how the docks work. It'll essentially go in there. Hey, camera, hey. It'll essentially go in there and kind of pull itself off of the magnets and then go and pick up the next one. So each tool head is this just completely standalone nice piece. All right, set that down. Let's figure this out. What time we got? 11:20. We got about 40 minutes left. For those that are just joining, we have a giveaway. Also, probably in a few minutes, I'll do our little PCBWay spot as well. Gotta make sure I do not forget that. All right, hopefully these same crimpers will work. That would be very nice. All right. 2 wires. Let's see. I don't think that this works the same. All right. Will this work with this? Man, I hope so. Looks like it might. Yeah, looks like it fits into the tool. All right, let's do this cable first. Go the same way. We'll put this in until the jacket goes inside. And crimp. Did it work? All right, I bent it a bit. That's not that big a deal. It looks like I missed actually putting the wires in the right spot, hilariously enough. So let me cut off the extras. And I just realized that I just shot tiny little baby wire pieces everywhere. They're gonna go into my fingers and into my sock, almost definitely. All right, here's the thing. Before I go any further, let me put it into this connector and see if that even works. So let's reference this one. Our power connectors were these. So it looks like power is on the back side on the right of this connector. Let's see how this works in here. There's a click. Looks like there's little wings that will fit where they need to go. I'm just trying to unbend it. It has this bend in it from my tool. All right, here we go. So look at it again. So the power is on the back right side, right over here. And let's look into the connector. Is there a specific shape I should look at? Okay, so it looks like this is upward like that. That connector, click. Okay, that clicked. All right, we're in. Okay, that's cool. That worked. Right there. Right spot, right spot. All right, let's do this ground. Same way, let's load up one of these. into the second part of this tool here. Like that. Let's get this into there. This time putting the cable in the right spot. And crimp. All right, and let's unbend. Yeah, this one looks a little bit better. Straighten that out some. There we go. Okay. And this one goes next to it, facing up this way. And that's backwards, upside down. Upside down this way. Click. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's great. Very satisfying click there. All right, so we just need 2 more. And we will be good to go. So that's power. And we should be able to fire this one up. Because the second one isn't quite ready. The second tool is all apart. I have it together, but nothing is neat back here or actually wired up. But this should technically just fire up as if it's the standard Micron. All right, let's make sure these are not tangled up. All right, so same thing. Let's take the shielding off. One. There's something really satisfying about doing wiring. I think I've always kind of had a super general understanding of wiring just in general because of working on cars, I think. You know, like little things like installing gauges or stereo systems. I mean, stereo systems I've been installing since, what, 16, 15 years old? In various formats. And I know some people are just like really uncomfortable doing any kind of wiring, and I get it. But at the same time, once you get it, like once you get something working, it feels very satisfying. All right, before I straighten that one out, let's just do both of these. And we'll straighten them at the same time. All right, so we're gonna put this into the tool. Definitely kind of tricky to do. All right, and now this one the same way. We're gonna put that into the bottom, just enough for that to hold the wire itself. Bang, bang, bang. Shot you down. Put that in there. Flex it so it's straight. Put this in here. Flex it so it's straight. Won't break. Okay. All right, now let's figure out where these 2 wires go. So now we have the red wire of this CAN bus. So it goes on the opposite corner on the front of the lever. And it should face upward right here. And click. Cool. And this guy. Did I tangle all this? No. Okay, good. This goes next to that cable. Right here. Bang. Let me get some zip ties. Let's just do a few. One at the connector. So these things are in there. That. Then we need one over here. Like that. We need one of our PTFEs. Let's do this first one. All right, where's our dock? Or not dock, tool head. Here we go. I'm going to lift it some. Very unevenly. Let's plug that in just so we have something somewhere. Okay. And then this. Let's do one zip tie here. Sorry guys, I know I haven't been like looking at the chat much. Been kind of focusing. This little part of wiring doesn't bother me. It's when I have the ohm meter thing. Oh yeah, that's foreign language to me. Yeah, me too. Always enjoy wiring. Do some big commercial electrical and running some 500 MCM wires. Really sad. Oh, I bet. Benchy time. Now how many more times? Yeah, I mean, I will gladly do this more times. If this is getting me closer to this thing functioning. All right, let's send. Should we send it before? Yeah, in front of it. I'm guessing this way. Yeah, we'll do it this way. This looks a little cleaner. All right, let's plug this in. And we can actually make an attempt to turn this on. And I'm very scared. But at the same time, I'm very excited as well. I want to see if I can get this back to where it was. Let's do the short one. If we can get the short one to work, then the other ones will work. I know this is going to be perfect here, but I'm willing to try it. All right, can we just kind of force this thing to go in? Let's see. That's way too short. Better than nothing. Better than nothing, I think. All right, so I'm gonna have to buy a whole bunch of that stuff. That's okay. All right. Might even be able to go a little bit wider. All right. Sparks YouTube clicks. Can you guys see how many tools I have on my bench here? Ridiculous. All right, wires, tools, bits. I got pieces in my fingers. There's gonna be pieces in my socks for sure. I can see little bits of wire everywhere. I should run just a magnet probably, but you know what? We're just YOLOing. All right, let me get a power plug here. Here we go. You guys ready? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I hate myself for doing it, but we have to. This is how we keep the channel thriving. All right, guys. PCBWay. Let's do a little spot. It's 11:32. All right, most of you guys are already very familiar about PCBWay, but let's spend about a minute checking out one of my favorite sections. And I talk about this thing a lot now. Let's go here. Let's do this. Let's go browser. All right, guys. PCBWay sponsors these live streams as well as some spots in my videos. My next video that's going to go live is about all the dryers that I have here. I gathered 10 filament dryers and did a video for them. I'm still editing it, but there'll be a spot there. But essentially, you guys already know the spiel that everyone kind of says, right? They don't even tell us really to say anything specific. It's just, it is what it is. They do PCBs. They do CNC machining. They do 3D printing in ways that you and I can't do 3D printing, industrial 3D printing. Whether it's resin or powder, I'm pretty sure they have it all. Their CNC machining is also incredible. The scale goes from anything tiny to everything large. But this stuff is whatever. This stuff can be overwhelming. Sometimes, you know, not everyone can do projects that involve these things. But here's the part that I like, that I think is valued. And you guys tell me, a lot of people that do PCBWay ads don't talk about this for whatever reason, but it's the projects that are on here. So I believe it's called shared projects. It goes into a whole different section here. And this is the thing that I like. So one, you know, you can get featured, which is really cool. So every week they feature a different project, and it's a score. This one gets 10s all across the board. So this is a logic analyzer. Looks like it uses a Pico 2, which is pretty cool, and its own little PCB with a bunch of stuff, GPIO pins out the wazoo, which is cool. But the point of this whole thing is people put these things on here, and you can purchase it from here, and it will be made on demand. And the cool part about it is a portion of the sale goes to the person that put this project here. So for example, let's see what we have here. ESP32 S3 relay control. Okay, kind of interesting. This is really PCBWay-ish, like PCB-ish. I would never know how to make one of these things. But this is cool. Look, the PCB has GPIO mapping right on here, so you know what to do. It has the ESP32 right on here. You can see the Wi-Fi attachment on the top. Looks like you get a couple buttons. I can't quite see what they do. But yeah, this is power in. It looks like you have USB OTG cable coming in here. And then the outputs of the relays. So essentially with this, with wireless control and just some lines of code, you'd be able to turn things on and off using this relay. So yeah, here's this PCB. Like, you can't do this thing. Like, you wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, if you needed this, it would be really interesting. So here you have a bill of materials. Well, I have to sign in, but hold on. We might be able to see it down here. So the creator made a YouTube video on this whole thing, how to use it. Each relay has an LED to indicate whether the relay is activated or deactivated. How cool is that? 5-volt DC in. Cool. And you can use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Here's the entire schematic of the whole thing, all the buttons. Super cool. And then a code demo, which is very useful. You can probably use ChatGPT to kind of write your own stuff based on this demo, which is really nice. So yeah, you can even download the Gerbers and do whatever you want with it if you had your own ways to do it. Or you can hit add to cart. So this is PCB and the entire assembly. So let's see what this would cost right now. Ah, come on. Can I not do the sign in? Because I don't know it here. I'd have to jump in. Man, that's a bummer. We're not going to be able to get the price on here. It makes sense why they want you to have an account, obviously. But the pricing is surprisingly cheap is what I was going to get at. Like, the pricing is surprising. Like, it'll tell you, like, 5 for $25. Like, I don't know because this has components and stuff on it. But last time I checked into a PCB, which I thought would be way more expensive, it was like a $25 set of PCBs with components on it. And I was really, really impressed. So that's what's cool. You know, it's up to the creators to make these things. And I just thought it was so neat. So you can buy just the components. You know, you can buy individual things on here. Like there's a store where you can just buy other electronics, which is really cool. Yeah, so check this out, guys. It's really neat. And I think it takes PCBWay itself to a whole different level. Like, this is a repository for people like you and me. Look, what is this? Polydrive splitter mod. Hey. Hey. And that looks cool. Do you know why? Do you know why I say hey? Do you guys know? Brain printables. Sometimes you got to talk to the brain like that. Well, this guy made this mod. And here you can buy a super premium good looking one that matches this thing. It looks like it has rubber sealant on there, which is awesome. Okay, that's how they got around printing all the funky angles and stuff. It's 2-piece. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is neat. Way more elaborate setup than mine. But yeah. Come on. Double barrel mod was on featured on Joel's video here, PolyDryer, 3D printing nerd. Anyway, PCBWay has some cool stuff. Check it out, guys. Thank you, PCBWay, for sponsoring the channel as always, and sponsoring these live streams and the few videos here. So a huge thank you. And thank you to Multiboard. And thank you to Polymaker. All kinds of fun stuff's happening. We have 20 minutes left in the giveaway. There's 63 entries. You must be present to win, by the way. It can be international. They ship everywhere. Just so you know, when I be calling your name, you have to be in the chat to claim your prize. All right, that's that. All right, let's turn this bad boy on. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Zumi. All right, let's do this. Hi, Tess, by the way. I vouch for PCBWay, CNC machining services and anodizing services, great prices, very fast turnaround times, 10,000% great service. Yep, that everyone that uses it says this. I'm here that I win. All right, here we go. Let's go. You guys ready for this? Let's see if the whole shebang lights up on fire. Here we go. On. Okay, no smoke. No smoke. There's no lights on this board or anything. I do see some lights on the can, on the back of the EBB36. Nothing smells yet. I don't remember the IP address for this thing. Hey, okay. We got Clipper attempting to boot. Clipper is attempting to start. Let me attempt to remember what the IP address is. Well, when it starts, I can get the actual IP address, but hold on, I might have it. Oh, I know how to get it. No smoke yet. That's true. I guess I should wait. Any ozone aroma? No, not yet. I kept the magic smoke inside the wires. It should be on by now. I have a feeling that we're getting an MCU error because the address is different now. All right, hold on. Let me go into my router. Got 17 minutes left. Hopefully we can crack this in that time. And I don't remember any of the commands for Clipper at all. So that'll be fun. Printer. Man, I have so many printers on. Printer Micron. Okay. Because it has a static IP. Let's go with 192.168.63. 63. All right. That was the last machine that I was typing on. Clipper not ready. Clippy host software is attempting to connect. Please retry in a few moments. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Tool 1 MCU unable to connect. Okay. So we essentially need the address CAN bus UUID. And I don't remember how to do this. So first things first, we need to sign in to this with terminal. All right, we're doing it live, baby. Let's go. I don't remember whatsoever, so bear with me here. I did a bunch of doc stuff. CH modding all over the place. Let's see how far back I can go. Looks like I was in here attempting really hard to fix something. Python? Looks like I was trying to install Python and I was having some problems. Wow, you can really go back in history quite a bit here. I'm pseudo installing all kinds of things. It's kind of funny. Okay, SSH. Here we go. So this isn't Lenaro. It's BQ, I believe. Right, it's Big Tree Tech. So we need 192.168.68.63. So it should be this. Yes. And I don't remember the BQ password. Do you guys remember the BQ password? Is it BQ? It is. Oh, okay. That was easy. Hey, LTX. Steven. Thank you guys. Wick. Jack, thank you. All right, so okay, how about you guys guide me? Do you guys remember the thing to type in to get the UUID for the toolhead? I don't remember what to type in. I can obviously Google it, but do any of you guys know? I'd rather get it from you. It'll be fun to know. Hey, Jack was straight. Nope. All right, I will get it from Google. Let me move this to the side. Get Clipper UUID. I could tell you on USB. Send this terminal command. It's this, right? Sudo ipconfig or ifconfig. No, that's not it. Query CAN bus. Yeah, but how do you query CAN bus? Clipper UUID CAN bus. It might be. Nah, I was just looking through the history. It's so far. I have so much stuff in there. Okay, right here. What's this tell us? My controller, you'll need to use CAN bus query PY tool. Okay. This tool scans CAN bus. Yes, I mean, this is what I need. Yep, okay. Run the tool. How do you run the tool? This tool is available in the Clipper source code. It can be executed on your host computer. Can this tell us how? Testing. Finding CAN. I guess it's this. All right, let's just give that a go. Okay, it is running something. Total 0 found. Okay, that's cool. Good start. Good start. If uninitiated CAN devices are detected, above command will report lines like the following. Uninitiated devices. All right, what if it's like our situation where it's not found? Surge, that's what I thought it was. No, this looks different than what I remember. No, this isn't it. Plan. No, this isn't it. Does Toolboard have Catapult flash already? It does not. No, the Toolboard is exactly the same Toolboard as I had before. The EBB36 doesn't have Doesn't need it, Nico? IPSD. I don't even know what that is. I could try it. IPS. What does it do? D-link? Like this whole thing? Error active. I remember this being somewhat simple. For new microcontrollers. But it's not new. Does that matter? Some devices have a built-in ohm resistor that cannot be easily removed. Some devices do not include a resistor at all. Other devices have a mechanism resistor, typically by connecting pin jumper. I do have the pin jumpers in. Be sure to check the schematics of all the devices on the CAN bus to verify there's 2 or only 2 ohm resistors on the bus. Oh, I have them all on. That's it. Is that a thing? I have all of them on. Am I only supposed to have 2? Esoterical CAN bus guide. The pin jumpers. Let me remove. I'm going to turn this off. Oops, wrong button. Let's go over here. I'm going to shut this thing down. And I'm going to remove all the pins except for the ones where it's coming in and going out. Maybe that matters. I can't reach with that one. So this one's coming in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one I don't need either. Let's see if that has something to do with it. Now I have one connected where it goes in and one jumper where this is. Okay, we got lights right away. So it's getting power. Let's see how that plays a role. I'll give it a second and I'll try to connect it. Use Esoterical's guide. Thanks, B Cuddy. Also, my construction's almost at a state where you can like come and get those machines. Because I had to move them around to get things like plumbing and electrical done. But that's already happening. All right. Bridge mainboard. So I do need to do this at some point, huh? Catapult. Oh boy. Man, I'm gonna have to wrap my mind around how to do this. You know, like for me, I have to wait. We're on. We don't need to do anything. We're good. We're good. It was that. It was those plugs. So if I hit home, will it just be regular? Home all. Let's do the quad gantry. It's gonna make some noise in the back. Nope, we're good. Let's see. Bands make it dance. Let's go. I love this part. Ready? Brah, brah. Sick. I don't have to do anything. How cool is that? What time we got? We got 5 minutes left in the giveaway. Nice, B. It's all good, man. So interesting. So basically, it couldn't see a UUID because the first jumper didn't have any connections on it, and it's going in the line essentially. And I have it plugged into the top one. I actually need to reverse that. I need to go all the way down. Maybe I can make it work anyway, but I have a feeling when I connect the second one, it's not going to work right. Oh well, we'll cross that bridge, you know, when we cross it. Why is the left side of the gantry check so far inside the plate rather than near the edge? That's a good question. I think they're all on the same level. I don't remember where I got the quad gantry leveling from, but it's been really, really good. Like, I've printed a bunch of this machine. I've printed a full-size box, and it printed perfectly. So I'm not going to change it there. But if you had it running before, same UID should just work. Yeah, it does. So the problem was these. You know, the jumpers. I had all the jumpers in. So are you going to lose build volume with the heads up front? Yes. Yes, I am. There's no other place to put them. But you can tell... I'm trying not to pull the wiring out. Where are we? Here. So, here, I'll put a tool head on there so you can visually see. So we are losing that much. So the build plate goes almost to right here. So you can tell that's in the way. So it's going to go up, and we're pretty much going to lose the entire front end of this, but it can go up back here. So there's some space, but we're definitely losing some build area. I'm going to be able to move it back some. There's also mods that push it out just a little bit forward, but it doesn't get much space. So yeah, you know, it's a Micron. We're building a tiny printer with a Toolchanger, but it's more for a learning experience and kind of like a funky build. But yeah, it's definitely pretty specialized. I wonder if there's some cool way to like remove the dock and then push it back in, you know? Like maybe there's some servo-based system that moves it up or down or something. That could be pretty cool. So we'll see. I'm not there yet. I just want this thing to work and move and function with more than one tool head, and then we can play around from there. So, Daisy, thank you for being here. Have a good night. And like I said, thank you. Yeah, the resistor termination is weird when it comes to star topology in Canvas. Can H to can L should show 60 ohms. Okay, good to know. Must be some sort of termination. Yeah. T1000. Or T100. Installing Catapult. Well, now that this thing is working without an error, I guess I could install whatever on there. But man, I'm scared. Install it on the Pi. We'll clone Catapult repo. Okay, cool. Catapult, if you don't already have it. Go to Catapult folder. We can have it changed. Yeah, okay, cool. Common toolhead hardware. If your board doesn't exist, common hardware. Yeah, this is definitely my weakest suit right here. It's doing this. This is going to be interesting. So the example is with a Pi. I'm assuming I'll be able to do it with this as well. Using catapult to flash clipper. Oof. Yeah, this is gonna take some serious brain power for me to do. Hey, happy birthday. Thank you for being here on your birthday. Appreciate that. Hope you're having at least a somewhat decent time watching me mess around with this thing. Oh man, I appreciate that, Nico. That's very kind of you, man. This is that, like I said, man. This is like a nightmare fuel right here. You know, I'm a designer, man. Anything code related just hurts. I really have to use my entire brain, everything I got in there. It's a lot more simpler than you would think. Okay. Tolson knows what's up. Time to get your learning cap. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I've done it. I've done all kinds of various stuff with all sorts of machines, so I'm assuming I can do it with this. But hey, check this out, guys. So it's 12 o'clock. Okay, so our giveaway is wrapped. I'm gonna pull names in a second here. So just as a recap, here's what we've done. I'm actually got to shut this thing down because I want to rotate it. Power, shut down, accept. So at this point, the next steps are to get this thing powered up, run another cable over to the second one, and then the rest is software. Figure out software, figure out docking, all that stuff. But here's what we did. Off stream, I added a pass-through back here for PTFE tubes. So now we can have 3 PTFE tubes come through there. I went ahead and printed some corners here because I noticed that my dock idea here kind of rotated this entire bar no matter how tight I had it. So this adds another point to keep this thing steady, which means in the design of this thing, before I release it, I'm going to incorporate one of these things into it so that it already does it. So this thing is set up for 3 docks, and you'll be able to change the insides here for whatever tool head you want. So we did that. Then we went ahead and on the back here threw in our what's this thing called? CEB, something like that. CEB by Big Tree Tech, and this is just a big CAN bus splitter. We ran a wire, the main wire, back down. If we go underneath real quick here. There we go. I'm not going to go too far because I have the thing off. But we ran that CAN bus wire underneath. Got it hooked up here. Got it hooked up to power, so it gets 24 volts. We made a connector. We made a bunch of connectors, technically. And yeah, we got CAN bus running on one tool head. Definitely don't have much space to go up right here in the front, which is kind of interesting. I would say right back here is the furthest we can go, which is, I'm guessing, around similar to 120. I wonder how close this actually is. It is. It's literally 120, but it's wider. It's twice as wide. Okay. I mean, you know, it's called a Micron. It's not called a biggie. You know, Micron. Cool. I'm okay with that as long as I can win a little bit back in some way, shape, or form. Maybe there are smaller sets of docks that I can eventually come up with, but I want this thing to fully function as a concept first. But yeah, so that's all correct. I've figured out the problem here where we just needed these jumpers to work. For this thing all to work, I don't have. I need to buy some wire management stuff to just make it nice and clean. And I think we are on our freaking way with this thing, finally making some headway. I got to tidy this thing up, make another wire. Yeah, it is very possible that in the next stream, we will have 2 tool heads on this thing and then get into firmware. Awesome. That's a big spool. No, that's not a big spool. That's a normal spool. That's a little baby machine. Yeah, if you guys want to see what a V0 looks like next to one of these, I will show you gladly. There you go. Let's get some of these tools out the way. Hello, spider. What are you doing here, little guy? Oh, a little wolfie on the floor back there. There you go. So it's actually somewhat comparable to a degree. But yeah, once these are on the same level, it's going to be insane. Because that thing's a powerhouse. The one above printer you're working on? What do you mean? Oh, the FL Sun. Yes, the FL Sun. Oh my god. Biggie, biggie, biggie. Can you see Cataball flashing just hypnotized me? Come on, Nico. Come on, man. That's good. I like that. Auxiliary fan of V0 always makes me laugh. Hey, man, when you got to go fast, yeah, we got a giant aux fan on this side, and then on this side we got the mini version of what's the filtration called? Nevermore. Be nice to spiders? Yeah, I'm not. You know, he's fine. It's the big boys I'm crushing, but little guys are fine. Yeah. Yeah, the FL Sun back here is just ridiculous. I think both of these machines can fit inside of that one easily. It's not even funny. Yeah, I mean, the aux fan is just for fun mostly. I don't really print PLA on that machine at all, but it's fun to have. I have printed PLA on it before, and the cooling, if you guys know, on this tool head for PLA is terrible. Like, the tool head was designed for ABS. But when you're trying to print PLA, this thing has zero cooling, so overhangs are brutal. So it actually works really well for that. But it's just a regular size spool. Oh, on here. This is a 5 kilogram spool. This thing's a behemoth. Yeah, that's a 5 kilogram spool. I'm printing a whole lot of these over here. And that should give you a clue for my mod, for my multiboard video. V0 CPAP. Hey, I could. I know a lot of people tell me that, but like I said, the reason why I haven't is because the performance of this machine. Most of the parts on this machine have been printed on this thing, and the quality that I've got on this is some of the best quality of just 3D prints that I own. So I have this trouble with my Trident as well. Like, the parts that I print on it come out so amazingly clean. I have a really hard time modifying it, even though, you know, everyone would say that I should. You know, like check this out. Boom. This is ABS glass fiber. Look at this. Ready? Bang. Look at that. So this is my Trident. Like I said, it's, you know, I could add so many different parts to it, but when it prints like this, you know what I mean? So that's why, that kind of explains some of the setup here. That's definitely, I don't want to say unorthodox, but that's the point. All right, everybody, that's enough of banter. Let me pick a winner for our giveaway. So hopefully you guys are here. 66 entries. Awesome. All right, let's roll. Let's go. All right, let's go to winners. Draw a winner. We're going to draw one. All right, we got one. Let's announce winner with widget. Congratulations to Joseph L. Joseph L, are you in the chat? Because you have won yourself a spool. Or not a spool. I'm used to saying that with 3D Max. You've won yourself some filament from Polymaker. You should give me that try. You know, baby. Totally rigged. Hey, Scott, you've been here enough to know that Joseph L might not be here. So I know there's a delay. We got 2 platforms. So let's wait a couple minutes here. Bot name. The real question is, why is my chat window up there? Like, what's going on with my chat window? No, not that one. This one. Why? There we go. Let's bring it down here. And lock it in place. There we go. Life is rigged. Okay, here's the deal. Joseph L. This giveaway, these giveaways. I give you $10. You get it. Nice. I see that. You're not supposed to tell anyone. Here's the way this works. I usually give the person a few minutes to get in. I know there's delays. I tell people sometimes if they can't stay to come back towards the end. All that kind of stuff. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give them until... Let's do 2 more minutes. So 12:13. At 12:13, I'll pull another winner. And we'll do it that way. I don't know why Twitch says I'm watching without audio, but I'm here to give you my Prime sub. Well, 1, I appreciate that. And 2, I do see a symbol with no audio next to you. I don't know what that means, but I do see that. So, just so you know. Wait, now the chat does go to the end. I don't know. Dang it! I gave him $20. Iceman. Is it you, Iceman? Here's how we confirm, sir, because I know I get this in every single one. Let me get the 4 last digits in the email that you used. All right, that should be non-revealing. And you should know what I'm talking about because I can see your email. .com. Hey, Iceman, look at that. You literally just made it. Congratulations, Iceman, aka Joseph. You've won yourself some filament. So that's cool. You've been here for many, many moons. Congrats on the win. Thank you for the support. Iceman, here's the deal. You probably already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, so confirm in the chat, all right? What music player is that? That's old school Winamp. You should know this. It's actually, I'm using Mac, and on a Mac there's an app called Reamp. It uses the original source code and stuff from Winamp. It actually uses the actual skins too. So if you remember Winamp from back in the day, you can put any skins from the original on there. I'm just using the original. But you already know this, Iceman. So here's what you need to do. You need to email me at fedor@3dprintsos.com. And my name is Fedor. So fedor@3dprintsos.com. Say you won the Polymaker giveaway and the date. And what I'll do is probably tomorrow at some point, I will reply to you with a code and a link to Polymaker's form. All you have to do is fill in your information there, use that code, and that's going to give you credit on their website. You could buy all sorts of stuff. You can add more and buy bigger things if you wanted to. It just gives you a credit. And sometimes when their filament's on sale, you can get even more than 1 spool. All right? So let me know in the chat if that works for you. So remember, it's FEDOR at 3dprintsos.com, and you can get that on my About section of YouTube. So. Yep, kicks the llama's ass, that's right. I would say congratulations, but I'm a sore loser. I'm a Mac user. Hey, okay. Well, name checks out in that case. But yeah, it's called Reamp. And if you have a bunch of MP3s, you could just toss them in there and use it that way. And, you know, since it's a YouTube channel and I can't use copywritten things, I own copyright to all these MP3s. So it's perfect for this situation right here. I had to take a double take. Yeah, I mean, you literally made it by probably less than 30 seconds before I cut off the whole thing. So what do I do to get Winamp on Mac? You just download Reamp from here. Check it out. Oops. Reamp Mac app. Oh, it's called a re-amp.ru. Yeah, so it's literally just a lightweight music player with the official skins from Winamp. And if you literally go to like official Winamp skins, oh yeah, the museum. There we go. This is like all the skins that there ever was. Which crazy is I went through this, like really went through it. Like look at this. Oh man, they won't even load that fast. Like there is so many. Look where my mouse is. That's like halfway right here. I don't know how long it'll take for this many images to load. Like it might crash. Like it's an immense amount. Anyway, these things work with Reamp, which is really cool. So if you guys remember these like skeuomorphic things. Wait, can I use this? What the? Oh, you can literally use it in here. Wow. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, if you guys remember these, I used to have a lot of fun. I remember I tried making them, but I could never like figure out how to make it. Wow. Bedazzled. Yeah, this brings me way back. I'm this old. Yes. Wow. Yeah, I remember I literally had a folder just collecting these things. Like I used to really like this type of style, where there's like clean looking interfaces, like this. Anyway, a little bit of fun there. That's called Reamp if you're on a Windows machine. But yeah, guys. Baru, of course. Yeah, I think it is a Russian app. Yeah, I did too. I really did. I remember like collecting them. Yeah, it goes way back. I do too. True. Man. All right, everybody. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it off here. Oh, look who came to join me. Hello, friend. Old lady. Old lady rolled up. She's 16 years old. Starting to slow down a little bit. Having some hairball issues. Still kind. Likes to hang out. Old lady. She's a little trophy, look. Had her since she was a tiny little kitten. Never been outside. Been through 2 children. I don't even... How many houses? Several moves. All sorts of crazy stuff. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining the live stream. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys did too. Thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring the live stream. Thank you for Polymaker for sponsoring the live stream with Filament. Thank you, Multiboard, for sponsoring the channel. Hopefully I get a video out for Multiboard soon. Otherwise, I'll be spreading the word anyway. Guys, I hope you had fun. We're close to having an actual multi-tool Voron, which is really fun. Also, guys, obviously there's a Patreon. You guys all know that. But if you do want to get yourself some cool merch, don't forget 3dprintsos.com. You can get my latest videos, obviously, but also a whole bunch of t-shirts. I make all these myself. They're not like AI or some nonsense. They're my own designs. There's some hoodies as well. There's some awesome desk mats. You can put your printers on them. I use them every day for my keyboard and such. But if you have small machines like this, they'll fit perfectly on there. You can obviously do projects on them as well. These mugs are fantastic. These are all different hot ends. They like I say all the time, they don't get super hot in the microwave. Only the contents get hot, which is nice. But they're really nice mugs. My previous vendor, I also had mugs, but they were horrible quality. I could never liked recommending them. But these are legit, and the print quality is good too. I do have a couple game consoles that are built, available to buy. These two are ready to ship here. They're both the just regular advanced style consoles with the 2 buttons, so they play any advanced games on the bottom. Or you can custom order one and have all sorts. You have access to pretty much any single way that I make these, and you can pick out any color or anything like that you'd like me to print. Literally on demand, any setup. And if you like any of these, you can obviously message me and we can remake some of these things. But at the moment, I only have these 2 in stock. So anyway, that I would really appreciate anything here. And I also like the store because you guys get something in return. You get like a physical thing and not just the internet back at you, you know? Congrats, Joseph. Our very own Iceman. Fantastic. Wow, best printing channel on YouTube. Thank you. That means a lot. You did make a Hodo holder for a multiboard? Yeah, that's right. You do. Get on that, please. You do. And I do like your idea for how these things are held up here. But yeah, so I'm not going to change this out for a little while. The project for Multiboard is going to be back there for now. As you can see back there, right there. I want to make a display for some things over there and cover up some of this because this is my room. My room divider is a calyx shelf. So I want to do a couple things there. So this won't happen for a little while. But yes, I do and will eventually require a new holder. Also, by the way, you don't even because they have an adapter for all things honeycomb, which is awesome. They have an adapter for what's the bins? These things. Oh, brain, come on. Anyway, not just multi-bin, but they have adapters for Gridfinity. They have Gridfinity adapters. They have adapters for Honeywell. It's pretty cool. And pegboard, anything pegboard already works. It's spectacular. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. Let's do this again next week. I don't know which day I will be able to do it. This Wednesday was pretty specific. So sometimes it'll be a Tuesday, sometimes it'll be a Monday, sometimes it'll be a Thursday. I'll try to, as much as I can, give you in advance. Because Liz, I do too. I have a bunch of it just around in various places, but I love that Multiboard can kind of incorporate it on top of its own bins already. So that's pretty cool. All right, Brat 2. Brat 2, man, what a good movie. I kind of want to watch that. Floating stream days. Yeah, at the moment, it kind of has to, unfortunately. I went to Voidstar Labs on Sunday. Really? How was that? It seems like a crazy place. Seems like a crazy place to be. It was, I bet. I bet it was. Did you put on the thing? Did you put it on? The goggle? The monocle? Well, I appreciate that, BW. Yeah, please do on Discord. All right, I got to close this out. All right, thank you, everybody. I will see you guys all in the next live stream. Peace out. See ya.